In recent years, Africa has faced a serious challenge from lion invasions into residential areas. According to the latest reports, Kruger National Park in South Africa recorded over 50 lion attacks in 2023, resulting in at least 30 human deaths and hundreds of livestock killed. Solitary male lions, often old or injured, are losing their natural habitats and turning to hunting near human settlements.
Shot, man. Good.
We can go back and find those.
The ultimate goal of lion population control is to maintain ecological balance by removing weak or disruptive individuals that negatively impact the ecosystem. Properly managed lion populations reduce conflicts between humans and other wildlife. International conservation organizations report that these control campaigns have reduced human-lion conflicts by approximately 25%, while maintaining the stability of wildlife populations in critical African conservation areas. However, lion population control remains a heated debate among conservationists and ecologists. Some argue it's necessary to maintain ecological balance, while others view it as inhumane and potentially disruptive to ecosystems. Current optimal solutions include habitat management, reproductive control, and targeted conservation programs. Research indicates about 22,000 wild lions remain in Africa, with populations declining at an alarming rate. All right, back to it. What do you think about protecting lions? How can we balance conservation needs with population management? Leave your thoughts below. Thank you. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to keep up with future videos. Wild hogs are growing fiercer and more stubborn. With their razor-sharp tusks, they devastate the land, destroying crops that Alabama farmers have toiled to nurture. They lurk deep in the forest, daring anyone to pursue them. But who will stop these beasts? That's us, the brave hunters, facing the danger head-on. One careless moment and you could pay a heavy price. How will this hunt end? Do you have the guts to join me and take down the prey? Drop a comment with the number 1 to join us on this hunt. Fully geared up, we're ready to venture deep into the forest. These cunning wild hogs never show themselves predictably, but we're prepared to face them even in the dark of Alabama's woods. We start tracking their trail, carefully scanning every bush to pinpoint our prey's path. Suddenly, a hog bolts into view. Without hesitation, I raise my rifle aim along its path and fire. The shot echoes, the bullet hits true, and the 200-pound beast drops instantly. We swiftly move to another spot where rustling erupts from thick brush. Just then, a panicked wild hog charges out. I instantly raise my rifle aim dead on at its body and fire without delay. The bullet strikes true and the beast staggers before collapsing. We press on, tracking the trails of the remaining hogs. Out of nowhere, a wild hog charges straight at me. I instantly raise my rifle, tracking its path. When it's just 10 yards away, I pull the trigger. The first shot hits its leg, making it stumble but still lurch forward. I don't let it escape firing a second round. The gunshot rings out, and this time the hog drops for good. The hound's barking echoes, and I hustle toward the sound. As I close in, I hear the distinct squeal of another hog in the thick brush. I grip my rifle tight, ready to face it. A dark shadow darts through the foliage, the alpha. Without hesitation, I raise my rifle, aim dead on, and fire. It drops instantly. The herd panics, scattering in chaos. I spin around, dropping another hog on the spot. My next 2 shots miss as they bolt too fast. Suddenly, one crashes through the brush, tearing through the forest. I raise my rifle, reload, stand firm, and aim carefully. As it nears, I pull the trigger. The shot rings out. The hog takes the hit and collapses on the spot. We pick up the pace, determined to take down the remaining wild hogs. The hunt must end before darkness swallows everything. Spotting a shape ahead, I immediately take cover, grip my rifle, and lock my eyes on the target. As it darts past, I raise my gun and fire. The bullet hits true and the hog drops on the spot. This hunt is ours. We've won, protecting the land and crops from the hog's destruction. But for hunters like us, the story never truly ends. Lately, locals have noticed signs of wild hogs appearing more frequently along the hillsides behind the village. We decide to head up the mountain early to get ahead of them before they move lower. The climb is steep and slick, but sticking to their familiar trails boosts our chances of an encounter. We park on a narrow road at the mountain's base, rifles slung over our shoulders, the group ready to trek up the slope to our ambush point. No one expected things to kick off so soon. Jake grips his rifle, cautiously approaching a small rise by the path. From cover, a hog suddenly charges out. Without hesitation, a sharp, clean shot rings out, and within seconds, the first target is down. It took about 30 minutes for the team to reach the pre-scouted ambush point. The ridge's crest is open, but below lies dense brush, our target zone. One hog slips past Caleb's shot and bolts into the thicket. Seconds later, it emerges on the other side just as expected. I hold my breath, finger tight on the trigger. A deafening blast rings out and the target has no chance to escape. Caleb pivots quickly, spotting a group of hogs moving up slope. Without hesitation, he raises his rifle, waits for the perfect moment when one steps into a clearing and fires. A clean hit, the hog tumbles down the hill, the rest scattering in panic. We've claimed our prize. At a higher ambush point, Jake spots a wild hog emerging from the brush. Without hesitation, a direct shot drops it instantly, sending it rolling into nearby green undergrowth. In steep mountainous areas like this, hogs often stick to tree-covered paths for foraging and movement. If you read the wind and pick the right position, the odds of a successful ambush skyrocket. It's not just hunters up top down in the valley, others stand guard. Ryan gets word from the scout team about an injured hog trying to hide in the thicket. Not letting it slip away, Ryan moves in fast. The hog, too weak to fight back, goes down with Ryan's single decisive shot. During mountain hunts, we often pull back from the ridge early and shift to ambushing nearby areas. I'm assigned to hold a position at the mountain's base on a narrow path between the low valley and the steep slope, a hotspot for wildlife movement. Sure enough, it doesn't take long before rustling erupts from nearby brush and a dark shape emerges. I react fast, adjust my aim, and fire. One precise shot and the hog collapses by the path, twitching briefly before going still. In an open Alabama field with no brush to hide in and nowhere to run, wild hogs flee from the hail of bullets. But this time they're not easy targets. When cornered, will they bolt or turn rabid, charging into a deadly fight? If a 250-pound hog turns to attack, will the shooter be quick enough to pull the trigger, or will he become the prey? Wild hogs charge through the field like a fury, tearing up soil, snapping corn stalks, and trampling crops nearing harvest. Iron fences bend water tanks, topple irrigation systems, lie in ruins. They don't destroy to survive, they destroy out of brutal instinct. Each step rips the land apart, crushing property. This isn't just damage, it's a declaration of war. They lurk silently in the field as if nothing's there. But the harvester is relentless, flushing them from their cover. In panic, they bolt toward the brush at the field's edge, thinking they can escape. Hunters already waiting. No rush, no chaos, just a glance, a quick shot tracking their path. The bullet tears through the air and one drops without a sound. The hunt begins. Do you enjoy hunting wild hogs with a rifle? If yes, leave a comment with the number 2. If not, leave a 5. In the vineyard ahead, only dry vines and scattered grass remain. As I step forward, the hound's ferocious barking cuts through the air. Without thinking, I charge toward the sound. Just as I sensed a wild hog burst out. No time to hesitate, I raise my rifle and fire. One shot's enough. It drops motionless, a clean kill. Suddenly, another hog bolts from the field, spooked by the dog's barking. The moment I see it, I raise my gun aim dead on and fire repeatedly. But this one's tough, it zigzags, slipping out of sight. I don't pause, circling around to the blind spot. When I get there, I spot it trying to double back. I raise my rifle and shoot without a second thought. It collapses at the field's edge, no chance to run. We move to the next spot, an endless green field. Speeding on dirt bikes, we suddenly spot a dark shape in the distance, a wild hog sneaking through, wreaking havoc. Without a word, my teammate veers the bike, charging toward it. As the engine roars, the hog bolts in panic. The chase is on. I aim and fire. The first shot misses, the second misses, the third still off. But we don't quit, closing in to just 15 yards. I raise my rifle steady this time. One precise shot and the beast drops mid-run. We return to the cornfield this time with our trusty allies, the hunting dogs. They fan out in all directions, sniffing every trace. Within 5 minutes, their barks erupt at the field's edge. I sprint toward the sound, gripping my rifle. As I get close, I stop aiming toward the noise. Dusk is settling, but I'm not done. Alone, I stalk along the field's borders, searching for hog tracks. Suddenly, I spot one running. No hesitation, I pick up speed, moving to cut it off. It's about to bolt into the next field, but right then I raise my rifle. One precise shot, and the hog drops on the spot, silent.
abi, hadi bakalım. Çok güzel. Çabuk ol abi ya.
Hunting isn't just a passion, it's a way to protect crops, livestock, and livelihoods. Every hog taken down is a threat eliminated. My grandparents' farm has been ravaged by wild hogs multiple times, with crops suffering heavy losses. Now, as they've grown older and can't patrol the land like before, that farm is even more vulnerable. So my cousin Ethan and I set out to hunt, determined to safeguard our family's cherished land. We start moving into the swamp beside the farm around 4 p.m., just as the wild hogs begin foraging. The bait we scattered earlier works fast, luring in a hog. I climb onto a high tree branch concealed by thick foliage. From here, I've got a perfect shot. Slowly, I raise my rifle, zeroing in on the target. A loud crack rings out bullseye. I exhale, heart still pounding with excitement. One precise, clean shot drops the 180-pound hog instantly. After the first success, I shift to a new ambush point. We stick to the strategy scattering bait to lure the hogs. About 20 minutes later, a group appears. They're not huge, but there's a decent number. I adjust my scope, targeting the one on the outer edge. Once I'm sure it's in range, a shot cracks through the swamp. Another clean hit, another victory in our mission to take down these invaders. Ethan, not far off, just spotted a new target and is lining up his shot. The hog keeps moving, forcing him to wait patiently for the perfect moment. When it steps into a vulnerable spot, a round from his air rifle hits true. In less than 5 seconds, the hog drops before it can even squeal. Unlike previous hunts, these 2 afternoons we chose to ambush from treetops. The height offers better visibility, less chance of detection, and more safety. But it comes with risks. One wrong move could spell disaster. Every motion has to be precise. When a wild hog appears, my heart races. I lock on and fire. Hit seeing the hog drop instantly, the thrill is uncontainable. One lethal shot and all the effort pays off. Wild hogs are naturally cautious, but the scent of bait lures them into dropping their guard, drawing them closer, unaware they're being watched. Seizing the chance, Ethan raises his rifle and aims. With the target locked in his sights, a shot rings out. Not too loud, but deadly. 2 hogs drop on the spot, perfect shots that would make any hunter nod in respect. The previous spot was compromised, forcing me to quickly shift to a new ambush point. Before I could even settle, a group of wild hogs suddenly appeared. Their mistake, our golden opportunity. I swiftly aim, lock on, and fire. A sharp, clean shot rings out, ending the hog's life in one precise hit. Satisfaction surges through me, a well-earned reward for focus and patience. The night before the hunt, we sat by a small fire in a weathered wooden cabin at the forest's edge. Reports of wild hogs ravaging the villagers' crops were mounting. They're growing bolder, craftier. So we chose to leave safety behind, armed with rifles gear and razor-sharp caution, stepping into a dangerous hunt. As usual, we start with a careful survey of the terrain. This time, the forest's edge, a fragile boundary between open land and dense woods, is our chosen ambush spot. I stand just outside, eyes locked on the wall of trees ahead. Early morning is when wild hogs forage, so it doesn't take long for a large, dark-colored boar to appear. It's oblivious to being watched each step closer, as if it owns the place. I've been still for nearly 30 minutes, blending into the surroundings. I grip my rifle, aiming just behind its front shoulder. Taking a deep breath, my finger rests on the trigger. The hog drops almost instantly. That shot was lethal, maybe the heart or lungs, I'm not sure, but I know it didn't suffer long. Creeping closer, I take cover behind a bush at the forest's edge. This spot offers a clear view, but the downside is the shifting wind and the hog's keen hearing. Even with a whole group right in front of me, I don't dare make a sound. My finger rests lightly on the trigger. A shot cracks through the air, one hog drops, and the rest scatter in chaos. No matter, I'll meet them again in the woods. We push deeper into the forest. Within 5 minutes, a group of wild hogs suddenly appears. They're too fast and the angle's off. After a few missed shots, we abandon the chase. Deeper in the air hums with excitement and tension. As I wait behind a tree, a hog emerges about 25 yards away. No time to think, I raise my rifle and fire. Quick and clean, another one drops. The hound's frenzied barking echoes nearby. I follow the sound to a narrow trail flanked by dense brush on both sides. A wild hog could charge from any direction. I stay sharp, but a faint noise or gut feeling makes me spin rifle raised. Seconds later, it appears. One precise shot and the hog drops mid-trail motionless. Skill or instinct? Probably both. But I know a small sound saved that moment. Believe it or not, I ran into another group of wild hogs. The adrenaline from the last encounter hadn't even faded, and now it's surging again. I had just seconds to shoot before they veered off and vanished. I took down at least one, not my best, but not bad either. Standing near the path, I lock my eyes on the trail ahead where the hogs are charging through. A few more shots ring out and the hunt presses on. Thanks for watching this video to the end. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Millions of feral buffalo have become a serious threat in Australia, significantly impacting climate change and the environment. What measures have Australian farmers taken to address the issue of these millions of feral buffalo? Please comment on number 1 and join me in continuing to watch the video to learn about methods for dealing with this feral buffalo species. Some studies indicate that the population of feral buffalo in parts of Australia has doubled or tripled over the past 50 years. According to a 2019 article in Nature, the estimated number of feral buffalo in Australia's Arnhem Land region increased from 150,000 in 1961 to 1.2 million in 2014. This increase affects local ecosystems and has serious implications for global climate. Feral buffalo emit methane, a potent greenhouse gas significantly contributing to climate change. As the buffalo population grows, so does the amount of methane released, exacerbating global warming. To mitigate the negative environmental impact of the growing feral buffalo population, Australians have implemented measures to control their numbers. Early in the morning in Arnhem Land, Australia, known for its vast feral buffalo population, Australian hunters and farmers embark on a daring hunt. After hours of patiently navigating through wetlands and dense bush, they spot a buffalo standing over a meter tall. Using their knowledge of the terrain and buffalo behavior, the hunters cautiously approach their target, maintaining a safe distance to avoid sudden attacks. When the opportunity arises, they combine precision and strength to take down the buffalo, completing the hunt with a sense of satisfaction after hours of intense pursuit. Through each hunt, they share experiences, skills, and emotions, forging lasting memories and deeper bonds. This has strengthened their passion and unity in addressing the feral buffalo issue. Have you ever hunted buffalo? If yes, leave comment number 1. If not, leave comment number 5. To avoid detection by feral buffalo, stay vigilant and move cautiously. Travel lightly, avoiding loud noises that could reveal your position. Coordinate closely with teammates to prevent footsteps, voices, or any actions that might be noticed causing the buffalo to flee. During the hunt, hunters must patiently track and seize the opportunity to swiftly take down the buffalo, avoiding their potential attacks.
Okay, Philip, and an armpit.
During the hunt, using noise-canceling earphones is a smart and essential choice to protect hunters' ears from the loud blasts of rifles. Each shot can produce noise levels up to 140 dB, a sound intensity that can harm and damage hearing. Noise-canceling earphones enhance hunters' focus while hunting. With the speed of sound from a rifle in the wild reaching about 100 meters per second, protecting ears with noise-canceling earphones is a safe choice and a critical part of an effective hunting strategy. Since hunting typically occurs during the day, hunters' visibility is often limited by the vastness of the natural environment and sparse tree cover. Hunters commonly use binoculars to observe feral buffalo from a distance before shooting. This allows them to quickly identify the buffalo's location and behavior, saving time and reducing the risk of being detected by the animals. When hunting feral buffalo in Australia, hunters must have a valid hunting permit, typically issued by the Northern Territory's Wildlife Management Authority. The hunting season in Australia usually takes place during the dry season from May to September. The hunting permit includes specific regulations on the number of buffalo that can be hunted, ranging from 80 to 150 per season. These regulations are generally established based on scientific research regarding the feral buffalo population's growth. While hunting hunters may encounter aggressive buffalo, in such cases, hunters should remain calm, avoid fleeing, and use firearms or other self-defense tools if necessary. A key lesson for hunters in the wild is to carry a knife-wear protective clothing and have thorough knowledge of the terrain and wildlife behavior. There are conflicting opinions about hunting feral buffalo with firearms. Part of the community opposes the use of guns for hunting due to the noise impacting the environment. Locals are concerned that the noise may cause stress to other wildlife in the area. Additionally, the use of firearms can contribute to environmental pollution, as bullet fragments may contaminate hunting grounds, affecting water sources and soil, leading to negative consequences for the ecosystem and environmental health. Therefore, the government needs to strengthen management and oversight of firearm use in hunting activities. If you support hunting feral buffalo with guns in Australia, please comment number 1 and hit the like button. If you have a more effective method, share it below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the video for good luck for your family. Join me to continue watching the next video. Brazil is home to approximately 2.5 million dingoes, widely distributed across the Amazon rainforest and grasslands, except in the Pantanal region. The large population of these native wild dogs poses a complex challenge for the country's agriculture. In many areas, dingoes are known to cause significant economic losses, particularly to livestock farms. Leave comment number 1 to explore solutions to this issue. Each year, these animals are responsible for approximately $50 million in damages, particularly in the cattle industry due to their predatory behavior. The introduction of dingoes as hunting companions, which has shifted from ally to a major agricultural concern, has prompted the implementation of various measures to manage and mitigate their impact on Brazil's agricultural communities and broader ecosystems. In this discussion, we will delve into the invasive dingo issue in Brazil, a pressing problem posing significant economic and environmental challenges. Originally, hunting companions dingoes have transformed into one of the most harmful invasive species, devastating native wildlife and disrupting ecological balance. The economic consequences are severe, with annual losses to livestock, particularly the cattle industry, estimated at around $50 million. This situation demands effective control measures to mitigate the ongoing damage. We will explore various strategies implemented across the territory, from traditional hunting techniques using single-shot rifles renowned for their precision to the deployment of trapping mechanisms like foothold traps aimed at managing populations without causing widespread harm. Each method reflects a balance between effectiveness and ethical considerations, highlighting the complex dynamics of wildlife management in Brazil's diverse ecosystems. Dingoes were initially introduced to Brazil thousands of years ago, believed to have arrived with indigenous traders from the Andes region. These dogs quickly integrated into the Brazilian landscape, playing a significant role as hunting tools for indigenous peoples. However, as Europeans expanded settlements across the territory, the role of dingoes shifted dramatically. They began to be viewed as invasive pests. Instead of being helpful hunting companions, dingoes became a significant threat due to their predation on livestock, particularly cattle, posing considerable economic challenges to the burgeoning agricultural industry. Dingoes cause significant ecological and economic losses in several ways. Firstly, their predatory behavior disrupts the delicate balance of native wildlife populations, leading to ecological imbalances in ecosystems. Additionally, the relentless pursuit of dingoes has placed a substantial financial burden on both the government and farmers. Notably, the agricultural sector bears a heavy burden, particularly in cattle ranching, where dingoes cause devastating losses through attacks on livestock. These attacks not only result in immediate economic losses, but also create long-term challenges for farmers, exacerbating the already harsh difficulties of livestock management. Single-shot rifles are highly valued for their effectiveness in controlling dingo populations due to their precision and reliability. These rifles operate with a manual bolt-action mechanism where the shooter manually opens and closes the bolt to eject the spent cartridge and load a new round. This action provides significant advantages in accuracy and safety. This is particularly crucial when targeting fast-moving or distant animals like dingoes, where a clean, humane shot is essential to prevent unnecessary suffering and ensure effective population control. The rifle's ability to shoot from a distance also keeps hunters safe from potential threats, making it an ideal choice for managing invasive species in expansive environments like Brazil's grasslands. The hunting of dingoes raises significant ethical and environmental concerns. Ethically, the method is controversial because it involves killing animals considered pests, but also an integral part of Brazil's natural heritage. This raises questions about balancing animal welfare with the need to protect agricultural interests. Environmentally, hunting can disrupt local ecosystems. For instance, removing dingoes, a top predator, may lead to an increase in their prey populations, potentially causing unforeseen ecological imbalances. Additionally, the use of firearms and hunting activities can contribute to pollution. Thus, while hunting may be effective in controlling dingo populations and reducing economic damage, it requires careful consideration.
Yeah.
Foothold traps are a widely used method for controlling invasive species like dingoes. To set up these traps, it is essential to identify trails frequently used by dingoes. The location should show paw prints or signs of regular dingo activity. Once a suitable site is chosen, the trap is carefully installed into the ground, camouflaged with surrounding natural elements to avoid detection. When a dingo steps on the trap, the mechanism triggers, clamping onto the animal's leg and preventing movement. This method allows for the live capture of dingoes, which can then be relocated or managed in accordance with wildlife regulations. Although effective, the use of foothold traps must strictly adhere to ethical and environmental guidelines to minimize harm and stress to the animals. When comparing the effectiveness and humane considerations of hunting and trapping as methods for controlling invasive species like dingoes, each approach has distinct advantages and drawbacks. Hunting, particularly with single-shot rifles, is highly effective in rapidly reducing dingo populations from a safe distance, minimizing risks to hunters and non-target species. However, it raises significant ethical concerns regarding animal suffering and ecosystem impact. On the other hand, trapping such as using foothold traps may be considered less immediately lethal, allowing for the potential release or relocation of captured animals, thus potentially seen as more humane. Do you think the hunting method with rifles is effective? If yes, leave comment number 2. If no, leave number 5. However, if not properly monitored, these traps can cause significant stress and injury to animals, leading to prolonged suffering. Therefore, choosing between these methods requires balancing effectiveness in population control with ethical considerations regarding animal welfare and broader ecological impacts. The Brazilian government has committed significant funding to mitigate the impact of dingoes, particularly the damage they cause to agriculture and native wildlife. Annually, the government allocates up to $80 million to address both the economic losses and environmental disruptions caused by this invasive species. Balancing the control of dingo populations while preserving natural ecosystems poses a significant challenge, as top predators play a critical role in maintaining ecosystem health and balance by regulating the populations of other species, thereby preventing overgrazing and vegetation degradation. Therefore, effective management strategies must minimize these conflicts while ensuring that dingo populations do not decline to the point where their ecological role is compromised. This requires a multifaceted approach, including non-lethal management techniques, habitat conservation, and community engagement to promote coexistence. Achieving this balance is essential not only for the sustainability of agricultural practices, but also for preserving Brazil's unique biodiversity. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. Hey everyone, welcome back! Today we're diving into how Transanubia is tackling millions of feral hogs wreaking havoc across the territory. The infrastructure damage they cause is estimated at $80 million annually. So what are the hunters here doing to control and reduce their numbers? Drop a 1 in the comments if you're curious and don't miss the surprises waiting for you in this video. I had no plans to hunt, but the moment I set foot in Transanubia and saw the fields near the forest torn up overnight, the hunter's blood in me surged. The locals weren't surprised. They're used to grabbing their guns every rainy season for cleanup. Seeing my excitement, they simply asked you in. I nodded without hesitation, slung on my backpack, shouldered a rifle, and joined the crew that morning. The sun blazed the forest dense with tangled dry branches. Every step required caution. Behind any bush could be a clearing or a 100-kilogram feral hog lying in wait. Luckily, the locals were seasoned woodsmen, well-versed in the prey's habits. I just had to stick close and keep a firm grip on my gun. The first target appeared charging down a slope, moving fast. I raised my rifle without hesitation. Perfect distance, impeccable timing. I took a deep breath and pulled the trigger. As expected, the hog took the hit and rolled down slowly. A smooth start, but in hunting, overconfidence is the greatest enemy. While lying in wait in the bushes, I suddenly heard rustling. My heart pounded like it was about to burst out of my chest. I aimed the barrel at the feral hog. Instinctively, I pulled the trigger. The sudden encounter sent adrenaline surging through me. Even after hunting so many times, that feeling never fades. We kept moving, scanning our surroundings. The barking of the hunting dogs led me to a dense thicket. I knew a feral hog was hiding there. My gun was loaded. When its pointed snout poked out, I didn't hesitate. One shot and it dropped instantly. The path to the thicket was tough, weaving through tight gaps, but when I reached it and saw the massive hog lying motionless on the grass, I just smiled. Every effort was worth it. In the stillness of the twilight forest, I heard the rustle of dry leaves. Definitely a feral hog. Sure enough, seconds later, a dark shadow appeared. Without hesitation, I raised my gun, aimed, and fired. In an instant, the hog dropped on the spot. A satisfying payoff for the missed shot earlier.
Yeah. Coming.
Still not fully satisfied with the day's haul, on the way back, I lingered near a trail cutting through the forest. Maybe the final moment would bring a surprise. And sure enough, as if to indulge me, another feral hog appeared. Through the scope, I tracked its every move, waiting until it stepped into the perfect range. One flawless shot, and the hog dropped right by the path. Though the day's trip was exhausting and tense, it ended in the most complete and satisfying way.
Jaguar anasının o. Ne oldu?
My grandparents' farm has been relentlessly ravaged by feral hogs, with crops suffering heavy losses. Now that they're older and no longer strong enough to keep watch as before, the land is more vulnerable than ever. So my cousin Magnus and I decided to head out hunting to protect our family's beloved farm. We started moving into the swampy area next to the farm around 4 p.m., right when the hogs begin foraging for food. The bait we'd set out earlier worked like a charm, quickly drawing in a hog. I climbed onto a high branch, concealing myself behind thick foliage. From there, I had a perfect shot. Slowly, I raised my rifle and aimed at the target. A single shot rang out. Hit, I let out a breath, my heart still pounding with excitement. A precise, clean shot that dropped the hog instantly. After the first success, I moved to a new ambush spot. We stuck with the same strategy, scattering bait to lure the feral hogs. I waited about 20 minutes before a group appeared. They weren't too big, but came in numbers. I adjusted my scope, aiming at the one on the outer edge. Once I was sure it was in range, a shot rang out, echoing through the swamp. Another precise hit, another victory in our mission to hunt down these destructive intruders. Magnus, not far off, had just spotted a new target and was preparing to shoot. The animal kept moving, so Magnus had to patiently wait for the right moment. When it stepped into a vulnerable position, a bullet from his air rifle struck true. In less than 5 seconds, the hog collapsed before it could even squeal. Unlike previous hunts these 2 afternoons, we chose to ambush from treetops. The height gave us a better view, making us harder to spot and safer. But it came with risks. One wrong step could mean a fall. Every movement had to be ultra careful. When a feral hog appeared, my heart started racing. I locked onto the target and pulled the trigger. Hit, I couldn't hide my joy as the hog dropped instantly. A lethal shot. That thrill, like every effort, was rewarded. Feral hogs are naturally cautious, but the enticing scent of bait lured them closer, unaware they were being watched. Seizing the chance, Magnus raised his rifle and took aim. With the target locked in his scope, the shot rang out. Not loud, but deadly. 2 hogs dropped on the spot. Perfect, powerful shots, a performance any hunter would admire. Our previous position was compromised, so I quickly moved to a new ambush point. Before I could settle in, a group of feral hogs suddenly appeared. Their mistake, our golden opportunity. I quickly took aim, locked onto the target, and pulled the trigger. A sharp, clean shot rang out. One precise bullet ended the hog's life. Satisfaction flooded through me, a well-earned reward for focus and patience. Have you ever joined a feral hog hunt? If yes, leave a 2 in the comments. If not, leave a 5.
Yeah.
In a city in Serbia, locals are facing an increasingly serious threat from feral hogs, some weighing several hundred kilograms. These beasts have become a terror for many. To address the issue, Serbian authorities have permitted organized hunts to control the hog population and protect the local community. We are determined to take down every feral hog that ravaged local farms last week. In the rugged terrain with countless nooks and crannies, we were lucky to have a team of hunting dogs by our side. Once everything was set, I began climbing the mountain. Just minutes later, the dogs' howls echoed through the forest. A feral hog was surrounded. Everything went smoothly. I quickly moved in and fired to finish it off. Perfect. My shot hit the mark, dropping it on the spot. Just 5 minutes later, the team spotted another hog on the mountainside. An opportunity too good to miss. I quickly raised my rifle, aimed and fired. A few hundred meters down the trail, the growling of the hunting dogs put me on high alert. It had been a while since I'd seen such a large group of feral hogs. With my gun ready, I fired repeatedly, unleashing a storm of bullets at close range. 2 hogs collapsed into the mud, writhing and letting out their final sounds. The deeper we ventured into the forest, the denser the trees became, making it harder to spot, track, and shoot. Luckily, with the help of our hunting dogs, things were much easier. They quickly located the hidden wild boar and barked loudly to signal us. The moment we heard that familiar sound, the team tightened formation guns at the ready. The chase turned chaotic until a single shot rang out. Unbelievably, a clean shot from my buddy Morgan dropped the boar instantly. Check out our prize, a massive beast weighing nearly 200 kg. Nature always surprises us with its gifts, and today the wild boars in front of us are our next reward. Relentlessly chased by the pack of hunting dogs, the wild boar herd scattered in disarray. Seizing the moment, I didn't hesitate, got into position, and took aim. After pulling the trigger, I watched with pride as the boar tumbled down the slope, my heart pounding with excitement and satisfaction. Before long, our sharp-nosed dogs locked onto another target. We closed in, tracking the situation. This time it was Elmer's turn to shoot. As the boar was pinned, he fired. With a deadly shot, the boar collapsed and rolled down the hillside. Wild boars are invasive pests, spreading disease and causing widespread damage. They not only destroy crops and habitats, but also carry dozens of dangerous pathogens. If left unchecked, their numbers will surge, leading to catastrophic consequences. Today we set out with a single goal: to hunt and eliminate these destructive creatures. A dark shadow charges through the endless white landscape, barreling forward like a storm. But before it can vanish into the dense thicket, I pull the trigger. A single shot rings out. We climbed higher for a better vantage point to track the wild boar's movements, and it was the perfect call. Our hunting dogs had locked onto a target, chasing it at breakneck speed. The pursuit led straight to an open field where we'd set up an ambush. A gunshot echoed through the valley, but the boar kept running. It was tough. I fired a second shot. If we didn't act fast, they'd be back in weeks, causing even more damage. Our experienced hunting team quickly devised a plan. We split into small groups, cutting off every escape route. The highest peak was chosen as our lookout point. Bare branches and rugged terrain made the approach tough, but then a figure emerged ahead. Our target. It tried to flee, but the hunting dogs blocked its path. Cornered, the beast charged in a final desperate attempt to fight back. I steadied my aim calm and focused. As it rushed forward, I pulled the trigger. The gunshot shattered the silence, stopping it dead in its tracks. Across the hill, my teammates also opened fire. The hunt ended, marked by gunsmoke and victory. Dusk fell, but we pressed on, making use of every second. From our vantage point on the high ridge, I spotted a herd of wild boars gathered below, oblivious to the danger closing in. Years of hunting experience guided our next move. We held our breath, gripped our rifles, and fired. The first bullet tore through the air, shattering the silence. The herd scattered in panic, but we didn't let them escape. A relentless barrage of shots cut off their retreat. Nearly a dozen boars, only 2 got away.
Gelsinler var, gelsinler.
Like warriors on a battlefield, our hunting dogs tore through trees and brush. Their growls were sharp, ferocious. A panicked wild boar bolted across the path. This was the moment. I stepped forward, aimed, and fired. The bullet pierced its thick hide. The beast let out a fierce roar before collapsing. As it hit the ground, the dogs rushed in, claiming victory. Just when we thought the hunt was over, the dog suddenly barked frantically at a dense thicket. A strange sense of urgency gripped us. This wasn't ordinary. We tightened our grip on our weapons, ready for anything. It all happened in a flash. Instinct took over. I pulled the trigger. The bullet flew, striking the beast dead center. Welcome to an incredible hunting day. Today we'll follow the journey of a beautiful yet fearless female hunter who accomplished an astonishing feat, taking down 99 wild boars in a single day. How did she achieve this extraordinary task? Her tactics, sharpshooting skills, and unwavering courage will leave you in awe. The government has launched training programs and organized hunts to encourage female hunters.
Ne oldu?
This movement not only challenges stereotypes but also protects crops and restores ecological balance. The female hunter steps forward with intense focus, carefully taking aim. A gunshot rings out. Do you think the boar went down? Look at that, she just took down a massive wild boar. Undeniable proof that female hunters should never be underestimated.
Vuruldu.
These two women are not only beautiful but also strong and professional. Hunting wild boars is no longer just for men. Watch how they handle these ferocious beasts. One unlucky boar has gone down. But wait, this isn't an ordinary boar. Look at its massive size, thick fur, and razor-sharp tusks. This beast must weigh at least 150 kg. Wild boars don't just flee, they can fight back when cornered. So if you're planning to hunt them, don't forget to bring the right weapons, keep a safe distance, and always have teammates for support. They hunt not only to control invasive species, but also for their passion for outdoor sports. Unlike male hunters who often charge in boldly, female hunters typically rely on patience, precision, and the element of surprise to take down their prey effectively. This is a perfect example, a masterful shot executed flawlessly. Hunting wild boars is no easy task, especially when these monsters can sprint up to 50 km/h and react lightning fast. She smartly positioned herself downwind to avoid detection. Wild boars have an incredibly sharp sense of smell. One small mistake can give you away instantly. The first shot rings out. Oh no, the boar is too fast. But with a precise shot, the boar drops on the spot. A powerful takedown. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. Goodbye and see you in the next video. Hello everyone in Brazil. Fear of wild jaguars is shaking the nation. 2023 recorded over 150 jaguar encounters with terrifying attacks, often happening in the dark from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Curious to explore more about this fearsome predator? If you're ready, drop a comment with the number 1 now. On May 20th, a jaguar sneaked into a suburban neighborhood, causing chaos and damaging property. With their stealthy nature and sudden appearances, these predators keep residents in constant fear, highlighting the urgent need for strong protective measures to stay safe from the lurking danger. Brazilian hunters working alongside the National Environmental Agency and conservation organizations are tirelessly fighting to protect communities from ferocious jaguars. Equipped with modern infrastructure and expert weapon skills, they're ready to confront the threat. Hunting teams typically consist of 4 to 6 members operating in sync like a well-oiled machine. Research shows this formation boosts success rates by up to 50% when dealing with jaguars, far surpassing larger or smaller groups.
Guys! Jeez! The size of this thing! Oh my God!
To join the hunt, Brazilian hunters must obtain special licenses, including a big game hunting permit and an exclusive jaguar hunting permit issued by the state environmental agency. License costs range from $800 to $2,000 depending on regional regulations. To secure them, hunters must pass rigorous training courses on conservation and ethical hunting, ensuring all actions are legal and responsible. In 2024, over 1,800 licenses were issued across Brazil, reflecting the seriousness of regulation and the urgent need for hunters to adapt to new rules. Over the past 3 years, more than 350 unexpected jaguar encounters occurred in the rainforest. These high-stakes moments not only test tracking skills, but also demand immense courage and lightning-fast reflexes. Though no hunters have been injured, these encounters expose the unpredictable danger of jaguars. To counter this, the government has set up bait stations and monitoring huts in Amazonas and Mato Grosso, where jaguar sightings are increasing. Have you ever joined a jaguar hunt? If yes, drop a comment with the number 2. If not, choose number 5.
You did it, man. You did it, man.
Decoy bait and carcasses of cattle or wild boars are hung on sturdy trees, mimicking natural hunting scenes to lure jaguars into range. Hunters conceal themselves 80 to 160 yards away using binoculars and high-resolution cameras to monitor every movement. This tactic allows them to choose the perfect moment to act, ensuring the hunt is both effective and safe.
Do it again? No.
He's done.
We are. Congrats. I'm sorry.
Every jaguar hunt must be reported in detail to the team or local environmental agency, including the time, location, and condition of the prey. This regulation, set by Brazil's environmental agency, ensures transparency and supports sustainable wildlife management, contributing to responsible environmental protection.
Hey! Hey! No voice! No voice! Hey!
Amid the jaguar hunt, another predator is drawing attention: the wolf. Since March 2002, helicopter wolf hunting has become a powerful tool to control wolf populations in Amazonas. With a wide field of view and lightning-fast mobility, this method allows hunters to conquer rugged terrain, achieving a management rate of 10 to 25 wolves per hunting trip. This technique has reduced wolf attacks on livestock in rural Amazonas by 22%, while generating significant revenue, boosting the local economy and supporting conservation programs. These achievements demonstrate a balance between hunting and nature preservation. Ultimately, jaguar hunting must be conducted responsibly and in strict compliance with regulations. Reducing jaguar numbers in populated areas helps minimize conflicts, protecting lives and property. However, overhunting risks ecological disaster, depleting the species and disrupting ecosystems. Thus, using accurate data and regularly assessing jaguar populations are key to safeguarding both the species and the natural environment.
"16 days, lucky."
Thank you.
Hunting rifles are not just tools for eliminating threats, but also aid in regulating jaguar populations, reducing human-wildlife conflicts. Controlling jaguar numbers in residential areas protects crops and farmers' property, but overuse of hunting can cause ecological imbalances, threatening other species in the ecosystem. These hunts require meticulous preparation and exceptional skills to face the dangers. Hunters must be 18 or older, fully trained, and have no criminal record. Respecting wildlife and adhering to regulations not only ensures safety, but also contributes to conservation and community welfare. Support us with a like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Goodbye.
What's up, lads?
Hello, everyone. In today's video, we'll delve into a growing crisis that's wreaking havoc on communities across America: feral hogs. These invasive creatures, known for their relentless hunger and destructive tendencies, cause an estimated $2.5 billion in damages each year. From ruining farmland to decimating ecosystems, the southern states alone face $65 million in losses annually. What's fueling the feral hog invasion, and how can communities fight back? Leave a comment with the number 1 as we explore the extent of the damage and uncover the most effective solutions. Last night, Cody called to tell me he'd spotted a group of feral hogs moving into his field early this morning. We decided to go check it out. The tracks were clearly imprinted in the damp soil, and freshly uprooted patches of grass marked their trail. There was no doubt about it, they were invading. Without wasting any time, we grabbed our rifles and set out to hunt. This grassy field lies right at the edge of the forest, a common path for feral hogs when they're foraging. We set up an ambush on the south side of the field, an open area with nearly no cover. The team had to remain completely silent, waiting patiently for the hogs to come into range. Just minutes later, a group of feral hogs appeared in the distance. Gunshots shattered the morning silence. Although I missed the chance to take down the lead hog, the close range and favorable angle allowed me to hit a few further back. Judging by their size, they were still young, but that doesn't mean their destructive potential should be underestimated. Who knows, these might be the same ones that invaded Cody's field last night? Savannah doesn't usually join the hunts, but with the feral hogs causing significant damage, she was determined to help. As we lay in wait at the hunting blind, 2 hogs suddenly charged into her line of sight. Though she rarely handles a rifle, Savannah clearly knew how to seize the moment. After her shot rang out, another hog darted into the open grassy field. I reacted quickly, fired, and the prey dropped in seconds. Feral hogs are naturally cautious and difficult to approach. They can sense human scent from hundreds of meters away and quickly retreat. But these hogs used to boldly invading farmland seem to have lost their fear of human scent, even the sound of nearby gunshots. Cody spotted one darting across the field. Without hesitation, he took his shot. After a few misses, the final bullet hit its target. The hog staggered a few steps before collapsing onto the thick green grass, a decisive move that Cody's become known for. We spread out, moving through the bushes along the edge of the field, tightening the circle to ensure the prey had no escape. The low grass provided little cover for the hogs, and it was only a matter of time before they'd be forced to show themselves in our sights. Suddenly, from behind a tree, a large feral hog charged, trying to dart for the distant brush, but it was too late. Cody quickly adjusted his aim, and the bullet hit its mark. The hog squealed before collapsing. Cody approached and fired another shot just to be sure. Experience had taught us never to give a feral hog a chance to get back up. the far corner of the field where the dry grass grew tall and thick, I moved slowly, barely daring to breathe. Then the grass rustled and the shape of a feral hog emerged, every detail clear in my sights. 2 shots rang out, fired straight from the front, and the hog stood no chance. We've been on this mission for 5 years, ever since the first reports of feral hogs devastating crops in this area. What started as a task has now become a way of life. Each hunt is a test of endurance skill and the unpredictable challenges of navigating the deep forest. And today the journey continues. At the rendezvous point near the forest's edge, the team quickly checked weapons and gear. Everything was prepared for the relentless battle against the invading feral hogs. Then we split up carefully, surveying the terrain, taking each step with caution. Every tree and patch of grass could conceal danger. 30 minutes passed in complete silence, but the tension continued to build. My finger hovered over the trigger, ready to react to any threat. Suddenly, a rustle came from the bushes ahead. The movement was lightning fast, but so were my reflexes. A single shot rang out. The hog took the hit, staggered a few steps, and collapsed to the ground. As we moved forward, we unexpectedly stumbled upon another group of feral hogs on the trail. A quick shot rang out and we claimed another trophy. Realizing the forest was becoming more perilous, I quickly radioed John to warn him about a group of hogs heading his way. He immediately heightened his alertness, his eyes scanning the surroundings. Suddenly, hogs charged across the path. Without hesitation, John pulled the trigger, a precise shot taking down one while the others vanished into the forest. Feral hogs are not only aggressive, but also incredibly cunning, so no one dares to let their guard down for even a second. The sharp barks of hunting dogs and the calls of teammates heighten the tension. However, Kadal quickly regains his composure. When a target appears, he takes the shot, securing another valuable trophy for the team. While the others stay together, I venture deeper into the heart of the forest. From a distance, I hear faint sounds. Footsteps, unmistakably those of a feral hog. Sure enough, a dark shape charges out. Instinct kicks in, and without hesitation, I fire, dropping the target before I even have time to think. After the success of the morning hunt, we pressed on into the afternoon this time, opting for a forest closer to the farm. Unexpectedly, an entire group of feral hogs walked right into our ambush, a costly mistake on their part. A volley of gunfire rang out, bringing one hog down while the others bolted deeper into the forest. Meanwhile, Cadell patiently waited for the perfect moment, his eyes scanning the woods with precision. Suddenly, he spotted a familiar shape, raised his rifle, locked onto the target, and squeezed the trigger before the hog could react. The bullet hit its mark, and the hog dropped. We received a report that a few feral hogs were heading toward the forest's edge. It took me just 2 minutes to reach the ambush point and get into position. The dog's barking signaled that the target was closing in. As soon as it appeared, I pulled the trigger without hesitation. A powerful shot dropped the hog instantly. Are you enjoying this hunt? If so, leave a comment with the number 2. If not, leave the number 5. Feral hogs were once a natural part of the wild landscape, but recently their population has exploded at an alarming rate, turning into a nightmare for farmers. From the forest's edge, they swarm into fields, wreaking havoc on crops and causing more severe damage with each passing year. In light of this, hunting is no longer merely a sport. It has become a vital mission to protect land, safeguard crops, and preserve the livelihoods of local communities. Today's hunt was meticulously planned, from the weapons and ammunition to the hunting dogs. We moved into an area frequently visited by feral hogs' hearts pounding with anticipation. Ahead lay a recently harvested field, completely open, ideal for the hogs to forage, but also perfect for an ambush with clear sight lines. It didn't take long for the first target to appear, a lone hog moving along the field's edge. I raised my rifle, aimed carefully, and pulled the trigger. After a few shots, the hog was struck and dropped right there. The initial success lifted our spirits, but to find more targets, we moved to the hilly area behind the field where the rugged terrain showed clear signs of feral hog activity. Upon arriving, I chose a high open vantage point for a better view. It didn't take long before the next target appeared, charging down the slope, attempting to escape into the dense thicket below. Without hesitation, I raised my rifle, timed the shot, and squeezed the trigger. A burst of gunfire rang out, and the hog hit tumbled down the hill. After about an hour, we moved to a lower, flatter area to increase our chances of spotting targets from a distance. The hunting dogs truly proved their worth here. With fewer obstacles, they were able to easily pick up scents and pursue the prey. However, the sparse trees and lack of cover meant we had to be incredibly cautious and completely silent. Feral hogs are highly alert, and if we weren't well hidden, they could detect our presence and bolt instantly. I spotted a hog charging out from the edge of the bushes just 5 meters from my ambush point. The situation was sudden and intense. Without hesitation, I raised my rifle and fired. A clean shot, the hog took the hit, collapsed to the ground, and dust swirled in the air. The entire moment lasted only a few seconds, but it felt like facing a ferocious predator. The hunt wasn't over. Seizing a rare opportunity, I quickly raised my rifle and fired. The bullet struck the hog's neck, and it staggered before collapsing without a chance to resist. By afternoon, I positioned myself at the edge of a thicket, gripping my rifle. eyes scanning every movement, ready for any surprise. Fortunately, this ambush paid off. As daylight began to fade, we made the most of every minute. Staying calm, I stepped back to a safe distance, then raised my rifle and fired a precise shot. The hog dropped instantly. You may have seen hunting videos before, but combining hunting with high-speed motorcycle pursuits takes the adrenaline to a whole new level. It's not just about speed or skill, it's about confronting the invasive threat of feral hogs which continue to devastate farmland and local livelihoods. The high-speed chase begins. After hours of tracking with the keen ears of the hunting dogs, I finally pinpointed a massive feral hog hidden deep within a dense cornfield. My gut told me it would charge across a nearby dirt path, so I hopped on my motorcycle and sped to the spot. Just as I had predicted, the beast burst out. Without hesitation, I pulled the trigger, the bullet piercing its thick hide. The hog staggered and collapsed to the ground. The hunt was over. Meanwhile, Garrick raced his motorcycle across the field, scanning for another target. From a distance, he spotted a hog fleeing. He slammed on the brakes, aimed, and fired a few shots, but the first hog dodged too quick to catch. Undeterred, Garrick looped around, cutting off its escape. This time, with the barrel aimed directly at its chest, the hog went down. I moved forward, making my way toward Garrick through the maze of the cornfield. Suddenly, I saw a thrilling chase unfold right in front of me, with a hog being pursued by the hunting dogs. I fired a few shots from a distance, but the hog kept charging. I accelerated, cutting it off just in time. The beast didn't hesitate, charging straight toward me. Fortunately, I managed to fire the decisive shot, taking down the threat. Both Garrick and I were fired up, adrenaline surging as we tore through endless fields, chasing any sign of prey. About 10 minutes later, luck struck again. A feral hog suddenly appeared. Without hesitation, I raised my rifle and fired. In a split second, the quick shot hit its mark and the beast dropped instantly. Using motorcycles gives us unmatched mobility, allowing us to adapt quickly and cover diverse terrain. When we got word of another hog on the run, we sped off to intercept it on a dirt road cutting through the field. There it was, bursting from the bushes. I fired a rapid burst of shots, and caught off guard, the hog had no time to react and dropped right there on the spot. On our way back to regroup with the team, we suddenly spotted a few feral hogs trying to escape. Before we could assess the situation, one charged toward us. Acting purely on instinct, I surged forward and pulled the trigger. A perfect shot, the hog dropped before it could flee. We then pursued another hog on foot that had just slipped away. Relying on my experience, I quickly pinpointed its location, raised my rifle, and fired a few precise shots. The gunfire echoed through the trees, blending with the barking of the hunting dogs, signaling a satisfying conclusion. All that remained was a motionless black shape lying among the dry rocks. It had been a while since I visited my uncle, who lives deep in a remote forest area. Hearing his stories about feral hogs ravaging crops and threatening local livelihoods, my hunting instincts kicked in right away. Without hesitation, we began planning a meticulous feral hog hunt. At dawn, I drove with my uncle's friend to the chosen hunting area. We moved quietly, scanning our surroundings, and with the help of the hunting dogs, locating prey became much more efficient. When I spotted a hog hidden in the dense brush, my heart raced as I crept closer. Suddenly sensing danger, the hog bolted out in a panic. My shot was perfectly on target, and the hog dropped in seconds. The hunting dog's barks led us to another target, this one already surrounded. Thick bushes blocked our path, making a clear shot challenging. But with patience and focus, I carefully maneuvered into position. A single well-placed shot dropped the hog instantly. Half an hour passed and the sun disappeared behind dark clouds. Suddenly, the hunting dogs barked furiously, signaling something was near. My uncle and I rushed forward, and the scene unfolded. Not just one, but an entire herd of feral hogs erupted from the bushes like a storm. My uncle fired immediately, but they were incredibly fast, vanishing into the distance before we could get off more shots. After that setback, we moved toward the hillside. Suddenly, a rustling sound caught our ears, signaling us to freeze. I slowed my steps, cautious rifle raised. There it was. Without hesitation, the first shots rang out from a distance. In an instant, I pulled the trigger, dropping a feral hog just as it tried to flee. With tight coordination and relentless pursuit, our team drove the hogs into open ground. No matter how fast they ran, they couldn't escape the precision and teamwork we had honed. Gunshots echoed each bullet, hitting its mark, each hog falling, thanks to the calculated skill of seasoned hunters. Just when we thought the journey back to camp would be calm, a feral hog suddenly charged at us. If you plan to hunt feral hogs, always maintain a safe distance and stay alert for any signs. Hogs are incredibly fast and can attack unexpectedly, posing danger if you're not cautious. Working with hunting dogs is also crucial not only for effective tracking, but also to minimize the risk of losing the trail or facing danger to you and your team. Thank you for watching this video. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. Goodbye and see you in the next video. Wildcats are widely distributed across Europe, Asia, and parts of Africa. They typically inhabit dense forests, grasslands, and wetlands where there is plenty of cover provided by trees and bushes. In Europe, wildcats are found in coniferous and deciduous forests, particularly in France and Germany. In Asia, they range from the highlands of Nepal to Southeast Asian countries, with some populations living in hilly regions. Leave a comment with the number 1 if you'd like to explore how governments are addressing this species. Wildcats have unique behaviors related to hunting communication and territory management. As solitary animals, they are primarily nocturnal and roam alone in search of food. Their diet mainly consists of rodents, small birds, and insects, relying on their refined hunting skills and impressive climbing abilities to access their prey. As of June 2025, estimates the wildcat population in Europe is around 750,000 individuals, though their distribution is uneven across regions. In Western Europe and the Alps, wildcat populations remain stable, while in Scandinavian countries, they face challenges in maintaining their numbers. Conservation organizations are actively working to protect wildcat habitats and mitigate human-related threats to ensure a sustainable future for the species. However, in some residential areas near hilly regions in France and Nepal, locals have reported wildcat attacks on livestock raising concerns. These incidents typically occur when wildcats are searching for food, leading them to target small livestock such as chickens, rabbits, or sheep. In rare cases, wildcats can become aggressive and pose a danger to humans, especially if they feel threatened. To address this issue, authorities in some regions have temporarily permitted wildcat hunting since spring 2025. This measure aims to reduce wildcat intrusions into residential areas, protecting livestock and crops. Hunting is strictly regulated and occurs only during specific periods to ensure the sustainability of wildcat populations in the wild. Do you agree with this measure? If yes, leave a comment with the number 2. If not, leave a comment with the number 5. Wildcat hunting takes place in various regions, including areas with complex terrain such as dense forests, highlands, and wetlands in Germany and Nepal. These landscapes present challenges for hunters, but are also ideal habitats for wildcats. The dense forest areas with abundant bushes offer perfect hiding spots, making it difficult to detect and approach wildcats. Hunting wildcats in these terrains requires a deep understanding of the species' behavior, as well as the skills and experience needed to ensure compliance with regulations and safety. Control measures must be implemented cautiously to avoid disrupting biodiversity and to maintain the ecological balance of the region. To increase hunting efficiency, hunters may use sound devices that mimic the calls of prey or wildcat communication to draw them closer. The ideal hunting distance typically ranges from 50 to 150 meters, depending on the hunter's skill and equipment. Targeting vital areas such as the head or chest is crucial for accurate shots, minimizing animal suffering. Adhering to proper techniques and regulations not only enhances hunting efficiency, but also ensures safety for both hunters and wildlife. To enhance wildcat management, Wyoming has implemented advanced foot traps, improving hunting efficiency in rural and dense forest areas. These licensed traps are restricted to the western and southern mountain ranges of Wyoming, ensuring strict control and oversight. Notably, advanced protective shields are used to minimize the risk of wildcat attacks, providing optimal safety for hunters. As a result, wildcat collection has become easier and more efficient, offering a sustainable solution for managing the species in the wilderness. According to the American Wildlife and Game Conservation Association, between 150,000 and 500,000 wildcats are hunted annually across the United States, an impressive figure. In 2024, Wyoming set a record with 4,200 wildcats hunted, leading all regions. Meanwhile, Texas, home to the largest wildcat population, caps hunting at 3,000 silos to help protect the ecosystem. Thanks to these hunting efforts, damage caused by wildcats to poultry farms has decreased by 20% compared to the previous year, providing significant relief and benefits to farmers. A skilled hunter can take down 2 to 3 wildcats per day during the hunting season, achieving remarkable feats. However, this success depends on factors such as weather-rugged terrain and the density of wildcats in the area. After hunting, wildcat meat is often processed into unique appealing dishes, while their glossy fur becomes a valuable material for the high-end fashion industry. Wildcat hunting brings numerous benefits to communities, including economic, environmental, and social advantages. This activity not only supports the local economy, but also plays a crucial role in wildlife management and habitat conservation. By controlling wildcat populations, it helps ensure community safety and promotes sustainable agriculture, especially in areas impacted by wildcats. Wildcat hunting brings numerous benefits to communities, including economic, environmental, and social advantages. This activity not only supports the local economy, but also plays a crucial role in wildlife management and habitat conservation. By controlling wildcat populations, it helps ensure community safety and promotes sustainable agriculture, especially in areas impacted by wildcats. Proper hunting management also helps reduce conflicts between humans and wildlife, protecting community interests and ensuring the long-term survival of wildcats in the wild. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. Goodbye and see you in the next video. The American West is a rugged and untamed landscape, home to powerful creatures such as black bears and white-tailed deer animals that once instilled fear in hunters during the early 1800s. These species were regarded as some of the fiercest predators in the region. However, what many don't realize is that bears and deer were not the most dangerous hunters. Despite their strength and ferocity, their speed in hunting is no match for the mountain lion. In the wild, mountain lions can sprint at incredible speeds of 50 miles per hour, outrunning every other predator. While black bears can weigh up to 1,000 pounds, they can't compete with the mountain lion's deadly velocity. Are you ready to learn more about the mountain lion? If so, leave a comment with the number 1. With a bite force of 1/200 psi, enough to take down a house cat with a single strike, the mountain lion is a predator that commands respect. In 2021, the town of Durango, Colorado decided to install surveillance cameras around residential neighborhoods, hoping to monitor wildlife activity. However, the findings were unsettling. Mountain lions weren't just appearing at night, they were also attacking during the day, a danger that had gone unnoticed until then. Wildlife agencies have confirmed that mountain lions are formidable predators, often encroaching on residential areas under the cover of night. The primary reason behind this behavior lies in their natural predatory instinct, using the cover of darkness to hunt while staying out of sight from humans. Recently in Bozeman, Montana, the state has seen livestock losses surpassing $120,000 due to attacks on poultry and cattle. The situation is worsening, and Montana has become a hotspot for increasing calls to confront the growing mountain lion threat. The U.S. government has implemented strict hunting training programs to address the growing predator threat. Every year, more than 120 hunters from across the country converge in the rugged terrain near Missoula, Montana to sharpen their skills. These fall training sessions not only focus on preparing hunters for the field, but also stress the importance of wildlife conservation. Hunting licenses range from $100 to $250, but the real cost lies in the hunter's responsibility to the ecosystem they interact with.
Fire!
Once hunters are equipped with their licenses, their journey takes them deep into the rugged wilderness of Montana's Rocky Mountains. Mountain lion hunting reaches its peak in late fall when temperatures plummet below 10-degree Fahrenheit. Ever wondered how these resilient predators survive such harsh conditions? The mountain lion's dense fur offers exceptional insulation, while its sharp senses enable it to move silently through fog-laden forests. To match the lion's agility, American hunters have turned to modern technology to improve their success rates. Since 2022, advanced equipment such as night vision goggles has become a standard tool, greatly enhancing their effectiveness in the field. In Montana, over 8,000 hunters secure firearm licenses, with many opting for powerful rifles, like the .338 Winchester Magnum, built for quick and humane kills. The challenging terrain with heavy rain and mountains rising up to 6,000 feet makes movement difficult. If you were a hunter, would you prefer to travel on foot or by vehicle? All-terrain utility vehicles have become essential in this environment. With up to 160 horsepower, they can tackle rugged terrain and mud up to 2.5 feet deep, a feat that snowmobiles simply can't manage. Hunting is more than just an activity. It's a responsibility to safeguard human habitats. A mountain lion hunt in Montana in late October highlighted how critical timing can be when facing a dangerous predator. Without the assistance of hunting dogs, the situation could quickly escalate into a life-threatening encounter. In a split second, the hunter's weapon runs out of ammunition as the mountain lion charges, putting their life in immediate jeopardy. Will the hunter be forced to face the lion directly, or is there hope for help? A tragic incident where a hunting dog is injured serves as a stark reminder of the dangers at play. The threat is undeniable, and every decision made in that moment carries life-altering consequences. Hunting dogs play a vital role in mountain lion hunting across the U.S., often trained at specialized centers or within the Rocky Mountains to reduce the impact on nearby residential areas. Breeds like coonhounds and Plothounds are trained from an early age to adapt to the rugged conditions of the wilderness, ensuring they can effectively track and assist hunters while navigating the challenging terrain. The Rocky Mountains are known for their rugged terrain, thick forests, and icy streams, making them an ideal training ground for hunting dogs. Hunters put in intense training, sometimes up to 3 times a week, to ensure the dog's endurance and tracking precision. A single mistake in their training can result in failure. Do you think this method is effective? If so, leave a comment with the number 2. If not, leave the number 5. This land is also home to hundreds of feral cats, which are less heavily regulated when hunted compared to pregnant mountain lions. Despite the number of mountain lions killed each year, conservation policies remain in place to preserve ecological balance. New regulations introduced in April 2022 limit mountain lion hunting to just 1,000 per year. Prior to this, as many as 80,000 mountain lions were killed annually across the U.S. In this context, coonhounds and Plothounds have become essential tools for tracking these elusive predators.
He's dead now, no clue. Hang on!
In a mountain lion hunt, the hunter finds themselves at the heart of tension and must maintain control of the situation. When threatened, mountain lions can become highly aggressive, showcasing their agility and the ability to leap up to 15 feet, making them difficult to manage. Hunters need to master reflexive shooting at a minimum distance of 50 yards, as even a 1-second delay could allow the lion to escape or launch an attack. To develop this skill, hunters undergo at least 9 months of intense training, which includes firearms practice and simulations of high-risk situations. This preparation is essential for handling critical moments in the challenging terrain. Veteran hunters with at least 10 years of experience recommend keeping a safe distance of at least 50 yards from large bushes, as mountain lions often take shelter there when threatened. This distance helps avoid the danger of sudden leaps from these powerful cats, which can jump up to 15 feet from a low height. Did you know that mountain lions often frequent small streams to drink and hunt for prey? Tracks in the mud and broken branches near streams can provide crucial clues for hunters to track their movements. Have you ever noticed this? While mountain hunting with over 70% of the terrain being rugged and rocky, combined with sudden heavy rains, the greatest challenge for mountain lion hunters in the US is not just the danger posed by these big cats, but also the harsh conditions of nature itself. A team of at least 3 hunters is often required, along with GPS devices for hunting dogs to prevent them from getting lost in poor weather. Mountain lions are highly intelligent, frequently hiding in large rock crevices. To flush them out, hunters use loud noises such as whistles or the barking of hunting dogs. Waterproof clothing and dark camouflage that blends seamlessly into the forest not only keep hunters warm, but also help minimize the risk of detection. However, after each hunt, the hunter's responsibility doesn't end. They must carefully consider how to handle the mountain lion in an ethical manner, ensuring that their actions comply with regulations, whether it's for conservation research or other purposes. These methods have proven effective in managing certain invasive species. Do you have any ideas for even better solutions? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments so we can discuss them together. Thank you for watching this video all the way through. Please support our channel by liking and subscribing. Goodbye, and we'll see you in the next video.